Hello, lovely blessed beings. It's Kira here, and I have another message that I want to talk to you guys about. I've been receiving a lot of really big downloads here recently um, about all of our overall Earth mission out here. Okay, so we're talking about all of our LARP workers, all of our star seeds, and all of this kind of transitioning and awakening energy, activation energy. There's many of us right now that are overarching, like larger divine plans are being activated within us. And so Spirit is saying that it is time now to evolve beyond our singular incarnation Earth missions that we are on here. I've talked about it on my other channel before, but we all have an overarching mission here, soul mission here, right? Anytime I ever think about this, Spirit always shows me the imagery of like the Mayan long calendar, how it's like these circles within circles with a larger overarching plan. So each one of our individual lifetimes, or each one of our individual incarnations, beings that we are incarnate into, we all have our own individual limitations, fears, karma that we are overcoming, right? And all of those lessons that we experience in each one of those lifetimes all culminate together to create an overarching higher soul experience. So we have soul contracts that are meant to happen in each one of our lifetimes to bring about particular experiences, so that play into our overarching soul mission, like our mission as a soul. Like, so we have an overall mission that our soul, our higher self was sent here to learn, right? And then in each of our incarnations, no matter the dimension or no matter the being that we are incarnated into, the experiences that we have in that incarnation filter back to that overarching lesson that we are learning, the overarching reason that we are here, and that Spirit is trying to guide us through this transitional moment of it's not stopping, but it's kind of like putting the distractions that might be occurring in the 3D and trying to insist that we put those on the back burner, that we not allow ourselves to be distracted by world events or by our own personal material limitations that might be being placed on us right now. That the powers that are trying to create this unsafe psychological feeling in the collective, so that we are so distracted by the fact that by 3D real things, like politics and the future of our countries, the future of our nation, world, like conflicts around the world, issues with fresh water, with food, with paying your bills, keeping up, that so many people, that the powers that are trying so hard in the 3D to keep us distracted by those things, that they keep us in a freeze or a fawn state. So Spirit was explaining to me about how when you can have these traumatic responses, or like your ego has these survival instincts that are built inside of it, that you either trigger, flight, fight, freeze, or fawn, right? And that those as that we are trying to be kept in a low vibrational or in a 3D vibrational state on a daily basis, more so that we are distracted from the overall soul evolution, and that we are being asked to work on right now, right? That there is this overarching kind of like plan behind the plan, right? That Spirit is here telling us that we all have those deeper soul missions, and that so many of us are waking up to what those overarching soul missions are. A lot of us has downloads. A lot of us have past life, recognizing energy from our past life, recognizing the truth of cosmic history, you know, and that it's so much deeper than this one life, than this one planet, than this one earth here, that, you know, that many of us are on right now, right? um, hmm. Do not allow yourselves to be distracted. Concentrate on the energy. Concentrate on the energy, because there is this kind of concentration on survival. There is this concentration on what your 3D life needs to survive. There could be a lot of noise, a lot of distraction, right? And that many of us are being kept in this fawn state of, I feel comfortable. Like I see that this thing is my source of survival. I see this thing as my source of survival. So I'm going to fight. So I'm going to fight to stay plugged in. I'm going to fight to stay at opposition with my awakening. That I'm going to stay numb. That I'm going to stay numb. That I'm going to stay unevolved, in a state of being so distracted that I cannot focus on the overall purpose and my overall mission. And it's so crazy because it's happening right now, because my animals were just being silent, and then suddenly I started talking about this, and they're drinking, and they're walking around, and they're eating, and they're my cat is like chasing after my dog because she wants love and attention from her. And so there is this kind of like distraction energy. So there could be a lot of like infighting in groups, in family. There's like this kind of disorder that could be occurring right now in your 3D life. And Spirit is saying, they're not saying that those things aren't important, because we understand, like, we have to get up, we have to eat, we have to drink, we have to pay our bills, we have to continue to live here in this 3D body. But there is this kind of energy of stop allowing those things to stop you from also completing your overall soul mission here. Because it is closing down. Like, that is the powers that are on this kind of mission to kind of close down those channels, to close down our openness to receiving those signs, those codes, those downloads, that sacred information that we are this powerful being that is meant to transcend that energy. We are supposed to awaken and remember our true strength and our true abilities and our true power and where that lies. And there's this kind of overall distraction energy that Spirit is encouraging us to overcome any kind of limitations that could be Spirit is saying that they're illusions. With the energy of the Saturn and Neptune retrograde that we're in right now, and again, this is a timeless message, so it finds you when it is supposed to, but currently we are in a Saturn and a Neptune retrograde, and before the end of the year we will also be in a Uranus retrograde as well, but it's more towards the end of the year. Right now, currently it's July. It's like early mid-July. And we are in this transitional state of the illusions being ripped away from our eyes, of our veils being lifted, and with Saturn being in retrograde right now, there is this kind of like temporary there's this kind of temporary removal of this type of programming, of these rules and regulations that are put onto us. And right now, we are receiving an opportunity to kind of rewrite our programming. Especially around like soulmate connections right now. Miraculous encounter. Yeah. Spiritual awakening. Trust the process. This is all a part of the spiritual awakening of releasing karma. Spirit many times has described releasing karma as like healing a wound, like healing a physical wound. That there are, that there has to be an acknowledgement of the wound, that there has to be addressing, a cleaning, and then things on the healing process might look worse or might be in more pain, right? Because after cleaning a wound, it might be very aggravated. It might be, you might have had to tear away parts of it. You might have had to cut away, necrotic flesh. And that's kind of the energy that Spirit is giving me right now, that the things that no longer serve you are being brought to your attention so that you can bring about this change to them, so that you can observe them, and so that you can see things for what they really are, see relationships, see partnerships, see certain mindsets as they really are, not as you've been taught to believe that they are, but as they truly really are. And that's just the kind of general message that's going through the collective right now. If you are a star being here, you will be feeling these energies. My voice cracks hard right there. You will be feeling these energies tenfold. Especially if you are a divine channel, because you will still be receiving channels, but there could be outside influences of fear that could be trying to corrupt the messages that you are receiving right now. And that many of us who are these divine channels are experiencing an upgrade in our gifts and our abilities. And there is like a grand initiation of these abilities coming in. Many of you are wondering like when your prosperity or where your abundance, because many of you have been told like step into this gift, take this leap of faith, and your abundance will be attached to that. And many of you have taken this leap and you're like, okay, where is the overall abundance, or where is the overall? That is a distraction, right? That is not that. Yes, they understand you are a 3D being and that you have to pay your bills and that you have to do those things, right? But again, remember, like I said in the beginning of this channel download, that there are a lot of beings that are working with darker energies to try to feed into the old ways, feed your fears, and that when this paradigm shift is happening, there will be those who are clasping on to the way things were. Excuse me, they are reminding you that this might seem like a harsh message, but for some of you, You have, excuse me, you have friends, you have family, you have companies, energies that are around you that are trying to cling to the old ways. If you are being shown that those things are refusing to evolve, that they're refusing to move on to the new world, to let those things go and to allow them to be in the state that they want to be in. Everything was given the free will that it needed to. Everything is given its own energetic sovereignty. So if a being is not ready to transcend, as much as you might want to bring that being along with you, as much as you might want to show them the truth that you have manifested, that has been grounded in for you, not everybody's timeline is gonna align with yours, and that it is time for you to solely align yourself with things that are ready to evolve as you are, that are ready to be in the evolutionary state that you are in. Liberation will come to these beings, to this, when it is meant to. But there are many who will fight to stay plugged in. There are many that will fight to stay in a position of continuing their life, because there are many who are too afraid, too influenced by fear, by their own fears and limitations, and old paradigms that they have not broken out of their minds. They have not broken through these limiting factors yet, the way that you have. So Spirit is asking all of us now to walk forward with grace and understanding, to not demonize these things that are, as much as it might seem like they are grasping at you. A drowning man will try to bring you down with you. So it's that kind of, don't jump into the water to save them, right? Because that's what they say. If you see somebody that's drowning, the likelihood that you will be able to save them by actually putting yourself in the water with them is very low. It's actually more likely that they will cling to you, and they will create so much, that they'll be in such a panic that they'll drown the both of you, right? Or they might drown you instead of themselves, because they are flailing around in a state of panic. And that there are many people who have not transition to a state of staying calm in this transition, and that many of us are being asked to be an example of staying calm through transition, of staying calm through chaos, to not allow those who choose to continue to flail and to, oh, the world is burning down, everything's coming to an end, there's no point in even trying. There is a lot of like, you need to prioritize. I'm trying to say this in a healthy way, where it's like, prioritize, help people in a way that prioritizes you maintaining your sovereignty. That help, it's like, you can't step out of your energy of power to assist someone else. There is not enough of lowering your vibration that you can do that will help raise another person's vibration. You have to maintain your high vibration and exist in a state of inspiring that other person to do the inner work to raise their own vibration. There are little things, that you can do, but there is this kind of energy of not stepping so much out of your power, to help those who insist, because it's kind of like this, like some of you are trying to help people, or trying to help things that are thoroughly, it's like screaming or talking to a brick wall, like it's not going to change because they're not ready. And what is that saying where it's like, don't throw your pearls before swine? Like, it's that kind of energy where it's like, Not that I'm calling these people pigs or anything like that, but it's this kind of energy of it won't be appreciated. Like, there isn't enough self-sacrifice for some people that you can do that will make them appreciate that sacrifice, because they are not existing in a space of understanding that sacrifice. They are not, again, like I said, there is not enough lowering your energy that you can do that will raise another person's. Like, lowering your energy is never going to assist another person in raising their energy. And there is this energy here of you transcending above that, above the thought process that it's kind of almost this energy of like, I feel like I'm abandoning them. Like, and Spirit is saying you are not abandoning them. You are becoming like a beacon. You are becoming like that light that shines the way for them. And they can choose in their own energetic sovereignty to follow in your footsteps and to raise their own vibration. But some will not. Some will choose to receive that love and that light that you are putting out there to them in aggressive, angry, jealous, envious ways. There will be those who try to, your light shining will illuminate things that these people are not ready to see, and that those who are ready to see will gladly be happy for your illumination. To focus your energy on that, to focus your energy on people who are happy to receive your illumination, and to stop focusing so much of your energy on people who seem to be determined to drag you down with them. Because that's kind of, that's kind of what's happening. They're showing me someone walking around and shining a light, and there are people laying all over the ground, but they're face down to the ground. And that when you walk past some of these people, it will inspire them to be able to see, right? It's like this, it's like people laying face down in a dark room is what is like the vision that they're showing me. And you're like a light. There are lights walking around shining a light, and that when you walk past some people, it will bring a light and enough awareness to them that they can raise their head, and they are like, oh, I'm laying face down on the ground. I didn't even know that I could stand up. I didn't even know that I could stand up and that I could walk around. And it's like when that person raises their head and lifts themselves off the ground, a light starts, it's like their body being on the ground is hiding their light. And when they raise up and they sit up, that light starts shining out, and they're like, oh my gosh, I have my own light. It's not just that you have a light. It's the fact that I also have a light, that I also can raise up. And when that person has that piece of awareness, they will see you walking around shining that light, and they will say, wow, like I can lift myself up. I can get off the ground. I feel strong enough now to lift up and to be a light and to allow my light to shine and to start walking around and illuminating the path for others as well, right? And then there will be some who, when you walk past them, will be like, turn off that light. I don't want to see that, Like, that's disgusting. That's gross. You're breaking the rules. You're not supposed to be we're all supposed to be laying face down. I've been laying face down. You should be laying face down too. And that there will be some who are simply like, get that light away from me. Get away from me. And then there will be some who will be envious of the fact that you are that light, that you have that light and you're walking around with that light. And they might even try to stick out a hand or stick out a leg and trip you as you're walking to try to extinguish that light, to try to get you to lay face down. But Spirit is saying there's never going to be a time where you can come down to your knees and shine your light or lay down. See, look, like I can lay down too. There will never be a point that laying down and putting out your light and then standing back up is going, there are some, that's never going to inspire people. What is going to inspire people is you being up, walking around, shining that light. That is what will bring others to you. That is what, there will never be enough. I'm going to get down on my knees, and I'm going to get down on my hands, and I'm going to lay face down just like you. That's never going to inspire that person to stand up and walk around and turn over and see that they also too have a light, and that the powers that be are saying, no one stands up, no one walks around, everybody should be in the dark, and then there are those who are standing up, who are shining a light. There are angels and spirits and guides that are coming down whispering, actually, you have a light if you would just turn over, if you would just stand up. You don't have to listen to this. You're in the dark, but you don't have to be. Look there. Turn your face. Turn your face right now. Look. And they turn, and there's a being up, just like them, walking around with this light shining. Oh my gosh, wait, I can actually shine my light like that? And that's enough belief, enough breaking of the rules to allow their spirits and their guides and their angels to come in and say, yes, you can. If you just get up, your light can shine too. You have a light too. I have a light too. Yes, you have a light. If you didn't know you had a light, just kind of lift up a little bit and see. And they're like, okay. And they lift up a little bit and they see there's light and they're like, oh my gosh, there is a light. I have a light too. They're walking around. Nothing's happening to them. They're up, shining their light. I could be up shining my light too. Yes, you should. You should get up. And that's your role here. For many of you, that is your role. Your role is to walk around shining that light. And does that mean that you will always receive a positive, happy round of applause? No. And does that mean that the powers that want to keep people in the dark won't have an issue and a problem with you standing up? No. But your defiance, I will stand up regardless of whatever fake rules those people wanted to try to tell me. Because look, I'm up walking around, and what of it? What of it? I'm up walking around with my light shining. Right? And the only thing that darkness can do is try to tempt you to lay back down, right? To forget that your light is shining and that is what you are supposed to be doing. All it can do is say, you should lay back down. I don't know why you're walking around. Nobody cares about you. Look, that person right there. They just looked at you and they spit at you. They didn't like the fact that you were shining your light. That means that you should just lay back down and you should stop shining your light. No. And Spirit is telling you, no. Keep shining your light. Keep walking around. But please remember that there is no amount of laying back down that will inspire other people who are refusing to see the way. The only way you will ever be able to inspire them is to continue to shine that light. Is to continue to walk upright, up, shining that light. Please don't allow fear or limitations to, whisper fears or doubt, just that, keep fighting against the programming that is trying to pull you downwards. Because you know the truth, which is that's what you're supposed to be doing. You are supposed to be up, shining that light, being that inspiration and that understanding that there is a different way. And that when there are enough people up, shining that light, that there will be that when more and more and more and more and more and more people stand up and start shining that light, suddenly you can see the room that you're in. Suddenly it's not dark in there anymore. Suddenly you can see that, it's dirty and it's dank and, that, you're seeing behind the veil. They're also showing me kind of like the unveiling of the Wizard of Oz, right? Like the grand and powerful wizard is just smoke and mirrors and illusions and it's not real. You know, that power is not real. It is only in the convincing of you to stay in the dark that the power that, you know, that their power seems all controlling because you're there in the dark and you can't see anything else. And the only thing that you can hear is them telling you, just stay down. This is life. This is what it is. Look at everybody else around you. They're doing it too. But there's constantly these beings of light walking around reminding everyone around you that there is a different way, that the limiting belief system of the darkness that wants to keep you from realizing your power, realizing that you can transcend, that you can be different, that you can be better, that once you know better, you can do better for yourself, and you can inspire more and more people around you to raise up and to see that light as well. Please remember that that is your purpose here, that is a reason why you're here. And each of us are inspired to shine that light out in a different way to, you know, and the more of us that shine that light out, the more of us, you know, the more people will keep inventing other ways and collaborating together and starting to learn, okay, here we can walk 3 strong down through here. Now there's 3 people shining out their light, which casts like this huge light around us, you know, and the more of us that are walking around, the more of us that are out there awakening those around us, the more powerful we become. And that's how little by little you awaken and you shift and you raise the dimension of this earth frequency, right? Like we keep shining that light. Please remember that laying down and dimming yourself is never the way, right? It's never the way that is going to help raise the frequency. So please remember that. And please don't allow these earthly distractions that, you know, the darkness is trying to create here stop you from progressing forward on your way. Yeah. Wow. I don't really show a lot of cards here, but, you know, look at the Vesta card. Keep that light within you shining bright. Because there are those that oppose you cultivating this light. Right? That sounds like a personal problem to me. What is it that you want me to share, Spirit? Yeah, the restabilization of energy. Excuse me. Modality. Whew. What should we do to restabilize our energy, Spirit? For those who are having an issue with this, what should we do to help restabilize our energy? Be aware of the messages that you are allowing to grow within you. Being aware of what you are digesting, what are you putting inside of your body, in the sense that, you know, like, yes, what you're eating, where you're going, who you're spending time with, what you're occupying your mind with. Digest, change. That for some of you, yes, it could be about restabilizing your diet, bringing a higher level. Some of you might be having a lot of cravings right now. Please listen to your body. Listen to your body and listen to the cravings. Motion, moving your body around, bringing about movement, bringing about a change, moving energy around your body. right now to bring a more stable energy, to reestablish your authority. For some of you too, you're being asked to change where you live to how do I say that? Some of you are being asked to change to like a warmer and a drier climate. It could be affecting like your health. Motion to bring about abundance. Movement to bring about abundance. To bring about a realigning of your authority within yourself. Bringing in, calling back in your energetic sovereignty to yourself to create a more internalized system, like a internalized equilibrium that is based more on yourself and less on the world around you. Not allowing the world around you or chaos that might be unfolding around you to throw off and affect your equilibrium, like your energetic sovereignty within you so much. Yeah. To rise above any confusion and to draw back in and remember your strength. Yeah. And to take inspired, compassionate action. Keep delivering your messages. Keep evolving and keep listening. Be aware that if you're having some kind of tension or conflict in your partnerships right now, be aware of where this like energy is coming from. Because it's an invitation to descend. And that is a partnerships not only in like your interpersonal partnerships as well, you know, like your friends, your family, your coworkers, things around you, but the media that you partner up with, the energy that you digest in intellectual forms and 3D, like food that you eat, the people that you hang around, the company that you spend your time working for, the energy, like everything holds an energy. So be aware of what energy you're digesting around you and you're keeping around you. Intersect. And to pay attention to the fact that there is some energy within you right now that could be sowing discord, but it's because it's something that you are refusing to look at, that you're refusing to acknowledge. I feel like it's also tied into your feelings of success and like where you can achieve success, how you can achieve success. There's this kind of disconnect, like a healthy form of disconnection that they want you to participate in, where it's like they don't want you to be in a state of delusion or illusion, where there's this kind of energy of like, don't allow the state of the world to influence you and have you think like, oh, this is terrible, this is horrible, nothing is working out, nothing is going the way that it should, because that's the energy of the old powers, wanting to keep you down, wanting to keep you lesser, wanting to keep you uninformed of the truth, of the energetic truth of what's really happening, because spirit wants you to know that it's all just growing pains, right? It's all just part of the healing that's taken place. right now. You know, to remember that there are many stages of healing, and that healing is a process, and that it doesn't always look beautiful. And to not be thrown off by the state that the world is in right now. Because if you could try to see the situation from a divine perspective, the divine perspective of things are much better than they might appear. Things are much more positive than they might seem. But they don't want you to be in any kind of state of falsity or illusion or delusion, but that it is kind of like an illusion, a trick that is trying to be cast over a lot of people, over the collective right now, and to be a part of the solution of those who have clear thinking right now. All right, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for giving me the time and the energy and the possibility for expanding your thought process. I really appreciate you guys so very, very much. Like, share, subscribe, do the things, spread the message, get it out there. Keep going on with your message. And I'm very proud of the work. Thank you for all of the work, for the transitional work that you're doing here. Thank you for helping be here, for volunteering to be here and, you know, evolve the earth plane. Yeah, keep shining your light, you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Bye.